Hey, this is Dan with GetTheSmokeOut.com. In this technology video, I'm going to talk to you about electronic smoke eaters. Now, in the smoke eater industry, there's typically media or filter-based and electronic. And this is a really high-level overview. There's differences in different brands, and they do it different ways. But overall, an electronic smoke eater uses electricity, and they typically have ionizer wires in the system, so as the smoke gets drawn in, these ionizer wires charge the particles either positively or negatively. Now they also have these collection cells inside the machine that are charged the opposite polarity. So if the smoke comes in and is charged positively, and this is with a negative charge, they attract and capture the smoke particles onto the collection cells. In theory, this is great because you don't have any filters to buy, and therefore your maintenance cost is greatly diminished. It's a couple of negatives too, and we do have a smoke eater comparison between filters and electronic. We'll put a link below this video to that comparison. But overall, these devices, as these collection cells get dirty, they become less and less efficient, meaning more and more of the smoke just kind of bounces off the collection cells, which are already covered with a layer of smoke, and then they get blown out into the air, and guess what? They've got a positive charge to them. So what they're going to end up doing is they're going to end up sticking to anything that potentially has a negative charge to it, which could be half of the things in the room. Walls, ceilings, people, clothing, hair, doesn't really matter. So as a result, I don't really like this technology. I won't sell it. I think it gets less and less efficient over time as it gets dirtier. The cleanup process is extremely messy, time-consuming, requires costly chemicals. And oh, by the way, if this is all the system is, there's nothing for odors. In our media filter kits, we've got carbon. So if the electronic smoke eater you have has a carbon filter in here as well, that's great. But now the whole concept of not needing to buy any filters goes out the window. You still got to buy the carbon, and in many cases those are very pricey. So in any event, electronic smoke eaters do use a powered charge to capture things. Overall, I don't recommend them. That's just me. You may find somebody else recommending them, but I'd much rather stick with disposable media filters. They're a lot easier to maintain, not as expensive to buy in the first place. Some of our kits are, some of our systems are about half the price of the electronic ones. And by the way, there's a lot of moving parts here that can break and be very costly to repair. So for a lot of reasons, I don't like it, but that's an explanation of electronic smoke eaters. Hopefully that helps. Thanks.